What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here. If you guys missed it, Kai's Project PvE Major finished today. It was so hype. Checkmate finals felt like it was the world finals with how stacked these lobbies were. And Han Xing, the Chinese player on Weibo Gaming, ended up winning it all. As you can see, though, his points are a little bit lower than some of the other people's points because it was checkmate. He actually won with a 6-5, 7-5, and then 1-1 to close it out, which was a pretty crazy finale. But one, it's hard to VOD review Chinese players, and two, Rainplosion from North America actually ended up going second and had the highest points overall, 36 points. She dominated the day, 1-4-2-3-3-5 her score, so only a single bot for. And this game that I want to VOD review, this was game 5, was really hype. And this was the game where she was the only player in check, I believe, yeah, because her scores were 1-4, 1-3. Yes, I actually no, she was one of a couple of other players in check. But she was in check at this point, so she was looking to get a first. And she played a comp that we watched this entire tournament. We saw a lot of, like broken comps exist. But this wasn't a comp that a lot of people were playing. This is a comp that I was very surprised to see Rainplosion play, and I was kind of blown away by how strong it was. Okay, you can tell by the thumbnail. I'll stop trying to slowly get it in on you guys. This is multi-shot reroll. It's multi-shot. I keep forgetting what it's called. I think it's multi-shot. I'll wait for multi-striker reroll. Sorry, it's just the name is so hard. But this is multi-striker reroll played around Ashe and around Jax, which is kind of, it's just wild, right? This is not a comp that I think is on a lot of people's radar. It's certainly a comp that makes a little bit of sense. And yeah, like Rain, this is interesting as well. She was offered this silver augment here. This is Caretakers. Silver's Caretakers is theoretically one of the best augments in the game. But I think from this moment, with Jax pair plus Cassidon, she says, I'm going to play multi-striker reroll, which is crazy to me. And the fact that she can pick up this new Pandora's Bench augment. This is also a huge shot for her in that she gets to reroll and pick up a lot of extra 1 costs here. So she does, yeah, at the start, yeah, I think this makes a lot more sense. She starts by rerolling, like she was looking at rolling 2 costs, but I think, yeah, here immediately she's hard committing herself. She hard force this game, which is wild to me. But she gets to make 10 gold. She still gets to reroll all of these 1 costs, which feels really good. And we're digging for more ashes. We pick up a couple now, and then we can continue to reroll here, which feels really good. And yeah, she wants to hold on to the Twitch pair. Maybe there's a world where we can find a Twitch 2 and then start rerolling that and feel really good. But the idea behind this comp is that Ashe is a 1-cost multi-striker, Jax is a 1-cost multi-striker, so you can very easily reroll for those guys and use them to make you strong early, similar to, like a Kog'Maw reroll of last set where you reroll the 1-cost, like the mythic units that link up together, and then you push levels and you get into more vertical multi-striker. Also, man, huge that both of her charms so far this game are the one that rerolls at your shop. That is the best possible one in this comp, just because, yeah, you want to have as many 1-costs as possible. And you can also see Rain's already optimizing. Look at her bench. It's all of these pairs, right? Because if you can find a 2-star of a 1-cost with Pandora's Bench, you can start rerolling that. And Pandora's Bench, I guess I can talk about as well, is an augment that I think a lot of people, we haven't seen in a while. It existed a long time ago, was insanely strong back then, and like since then it's kind of been off the radar. Interested to see what she picks up here between Rod and then Glove. Ooh, Cloak here ends up being taken. This is interesting. And she ends up hovering over Jax here, so I think it's interesting to look at Jax here. Jax is a really interesting unit. So what his ability does: you deal magic damage to adjacent enemies, and then you gain armor and MR for 6 seconds. This armor and MR scales with AP, so you don't really want to build a lot of armor and MR. You want to build a lot of AP, juice this armor and MR up, and then afterwards your auto attacks deal extra bonus magic damage, which scales with your armor and MR, which of course scales off your AP. So really, Jax, you want to go for like an AP, like bruiser type setup, which is a really interesting spot for this Jax unit to be in. I don't think it's like very normal. There aren't too many units that are like that. But Rain actually picks up the Cloak here. I think, honestly, the more I think about this is a comp that likes Cloak a lot. This Jackson is a unit that likes Cloak a lot. BT is quite good on him. Rain also really, really prioritized QSS this game, so I think that's another reason why she ends up going for the Cloak. And maybe the idea why she even looked at this comp in the first place is she knew that if she can pick up some Cloaks, she has QSS, she has BT, and then we can look for another Jackson, something that gives AP, like Crown Guard. I wonder if you can even build stuff like Death Gap, though. You know, Crown Guard very nicely gives you that front line. But yeah, I mean, at this point, we are sort of chilling, waiting to continue to reroll our shops. We want to 5 loss here, ideally, so we got to be a little bit careful here with some of these weaker boards. Might have to, yeah, put, I love this just to guarantee the loss streak here. She full opens here versus a very, very weak board. Ooh, I didn't catch this because we only watched from another player's POV, but does she end up actually winning this fight? It looks like she will win this fight, right, and break her streak. Ah, yeah, that's so rough that she ends up fighting this person who also full opens, but just goes to show, you know, you're playing at this highest level, you know, everyone is trying to do this kind of stuff, and it's not like she can sell her board. That player has the benefit of being able to sell board, but she can't do that because obviously she has units that are on her Pandora's bench. So really rough for Rain to actually lose streak there. And so honestly, cool to see how this comp performed from a little bit of a low roll spot, right? She doesn't have that many 1 costs here. She didn't really like Giga high roll on any of the Ashes or Jack's chops really at all. The only upside is that she does have the ability to pick up all these extra units and, you know, Pandora's benchify it up. But yeah, like any 1 cost reroll comp, we want to roll a bit here. We do want to pick up some extra pairs if we can here. Like she has the Namzi here and could pick up Namzi pair, but we already have all these other pairs, so she's just going to continue to roll down here. Usually you want to stop at around 33 gold, which 33 is going to guarantee that you get to 50 gold in a couple of rounds. And you can see, yeah, the slam of the Crown Guard here and the slam of the BT here. Some of Jax's best items. Also, I don't know what that was, where Jax, yeah, Rain also hovered over that there, but I don't know why Jax just like freezes in the middle of that fight there. Something, I don't know what happened there, to be honest. Augment-wise here, a lot of mediocre options. You do want just solid combat option here, and then she ends up picking up mentorship here, which is a really, really nice combat option because the way mentorship works, I'll go back in case anyone hasn't taken it yet, but you have to have an ally start with a higher cost ally, and then the ally gets attack speed and HP. Great stats onto these multi-strikers, and it's really, really easy to get that value on them because they're 1 cost. So you can easily get the value onto Ashe and the value onto Cassowin by just, you know, doing this. And yeah, Rain trying to figure out what her strongest board is going to be. Going to just play this for now, but yeah, moves the Cassadin back so that she gets value there. And yeah, she's going to start putting multi-strikers into her board because really, this board is hit your stuff 3-star and then put it in more multi-strikers. It's not too difficult, honestly. There also is the idea that you get Chrono in very easily. You know, there's 2 Chrono multi-strikers in Jax and Camille, so you can get 4 Chrono in very, very easily, like late game, if you know, get to the Camille. That's the big hard thing to do. But yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to sit here, econ back up. We are rolling all of these 1 costs, 3 2-star 1 costs. So really, you know, if we hit an Ashe, if we hit a Jax, we will be almost at the 3-star for that unit. So that's something that we can feel good about. But yeah, I mean, at this point, we're still loss streaking. We would be full loss streak here. We'd have so much more gold this game if we hadn't got our loss streak reaped, which sucks so bad. Like her spot would be infinitely better actually if we hadn't got our loss streak reaped, but still we're stacking up a little bit of a loss streak again here. The only downside is we do need to start winning, right? We're playing a 1 cost reroll comp, and this is not a comp that's going to be insanely broken late game, or at least you wouldn't think so. A couple options here. She could go for Gwinsu or she could go for QSS. Rain opts to finish the QSS. Gwinsu is kind of a contentious item on Ashe. The statistics say a lot of people build it, but it's not like one of the best Delta items on Ashe. The idea, I guess, let me just lay out the science for you guys. Well, it's not really science, but it's like kind of TFT science. So there's a couple of ideas. One is that, you know, Ashe, she likes to auto attack a lot. That's just how her ability works. She's an auto attack carry. So Gwinsu, good on her. The other idea though is that when you are playing multicasters or multi-strikers, sorry, multicasters is a completely different thing. But when you're playing multi-strikers, you're getting a lot of extra autos because of multi-striker. So in some ways, you might not even really need that Gwinsu's Rage Blade to get those extra autos. Maybe you would prefer something else, like maybe like a Death Blade or a Giant Slayer or a Last Whisper or something that's just going to augment your ability to do damage when you auto attack. So that is sort of like the idea behind it. Also interesting there, I think she sold a 2-star 1 cause, a 2-star 1 cause to pick up the Ziggs, because the idea is that once she hits a Jax 2, an Ashe 2 doesn't make any difference, and then a Jax 2 does matter, but like 2 Jax 2s isn't going to do anything. So once she finds a Jax 2, she only really needs one copy of each. She doesn't need like a lot of the other stuff, and hopefully we'll be able to pick up these guys soon, because it's the end of this stage. We are 42 HP. At least we won that last fight, but we need to start winning soon. Yeah, Rain really even considering just pushing levels here and just hoping that the bench can carry her. But I don't know. I would want to roll a little bit here just to guarantee something like an Ashe, though it's going to be really hard for us to roll for Jax here. And oh my god, I did not see this, but that is a nice Pandora's round. That is huge. Ashe 3 and Jax 3 off of the Pandoras. So now we don't have to roll anymore. We're going to make the last Whisper, and the only sad part is that we have this this extra item here, this Protector's Vow. We would much rather this is just an Ashe item, so that feels pretty bad. But yeah, you can, in fights like this, you can see what the Jax is meant to do here. He gets a lot of resists with this AP here, and then just boom, boom, boom. His autos do a ton of damage, 10,000 damage. Look at the right there for a Jax. That is insane. So Sniper's Focus Fishbones, probably not amazing on Ashe, I would have to say. Probably not terrible, though. Maybe this could be an option to get to 3 Ashe items, but I will say, spoiler alert, I know that she doesn't end up actually picking that. New Recruit could be fun, but we don't really need extra slots. Radiant Refractor is what Rain ends up going for here, and the idea is that we can Radiantize one of these Jax items here. Now, you know, we're not very far into the set, so it's hard to say exactly what the best one is here. I think if you really think about it and hover over these here, you can see this this Royal Crown Shield gives 50 AP at the start, and then after 8 seconds, it gives another 50 AP. So 100 AP onto Jax has to be a really, really good option. So she goes for that. I think that is the best option here, but once again, we're early on in the set, so we don't really have the stats to say, oh, what's best. Also note that we're starting to reroll things like this this Rise to look for multi-strikers, because you can see 28 HP here. This game's starting to look a little rough. We really need to start getting into more vertical multi-strikers, getting more chrono in, which is big for Jax. We opened this here actually before Carousel and just take the bow, which is kind of interesting. I would think she would use the thing where you can look at it during Carousel, but maybe, unless they've patched that out, but I don't believe they have. But yeah, I mean, maybe she just wanted to get the bow onto the unit right now. She knew that she was going to take bow for an Ashe item, and so she just said, you know, like, I want to take bow to guarantee that I can get something good on Ashe. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Rain prioritizes for, like, sort of BIS. We are second pick on Carousel, actually. This player, Toto and Trayton, I don't actually know how to pronounce their name, but they are really, really low, down to 2 HP at 4-3, which is pretty incredible. But yeah, there is a rod if she wants Gwynsu. There is another bow here. So it really just depends on what she wants. And yeah, she ends up going for the second bow here for red buff to guarantee heal cut. I think she ends up going red buff on Ashe. Could be Rain's idea that she doesn't need that stacking attack speed from Gwynsu, that she would just prefer something like a red buff here. We take this this charm actually really just for econ here, which is, you know, interesting. Just a little bit of extra gold to play with here. But yeah, she's in a spot where we're relatively low econ, so we prefer to pick that up. And yeah, I mean, this is still our board, this 5 multi-striker board with Jax. Yeah, she has the whole team builder in here. We need to pick up Callista, and I think that's, and obviously like the Camille down the road. But you can see, like, the board right now looks a little bit rough. The Jax popped off in one of these fights, but we fight this really, really strong board with the Radiant item. We're down to 15 HP. This is a really, really dire spot, actually. Rain even actually rolls here, saying, okay, like, I need to get a good charm here, because, like, I'm going to simply die if I don't win this fight. And she knows I need to make it one more round so I can push level 8, have a chance of finding those really important units. And yeah, so she rolls for at least a charm that gives a little bit. It gives like 50 HP to our entire team. It's a little bit of combat strength. We're fighting this Cassiopeia reroll board, which is scary, but the Ashe does pop off, plus the Jax. This fight is also insanely scary. Oh my god, we go down to 6 HP. I didn't even know this fight was that close, but down to 6 HP. So many of these fights have actually been so unfortunate for Rain, but you know, I said it in the last VOD. I mean, well, we'll see. But Rain's down to 6 HP, which is a horrifying spot. She does pick up a Xerath, which is somebody that we can reroll to potentially get Camille. We do need to move that over onto the bench, though, right, to reroll 5 cost. Yeah. Oh, actually, her idea is that she just wants to play Xerath here as a potential in here for our Arcana. That's actually very smart. I didn't think about that. So yeah, we can play Xerath on this board currently. And, you know, we just need to continue to roll down here. Try to pick up the relevant 5 costs. We don't get the Callista in for now, but like, I don't know, do we even want the Callista in? And we do end up making Gwynsu's Rage Blade onto Ashe. So it looks like Rain thinks it's a pretty good item, but she wants the red buff. Look how close this fight is as well, by the way. So low here, but the Jax pops off in the end. Like, she could have very easily just gone 7th if this fight was a little bit weaker. Does get one of the Morganas over there to reroll, but doesn't get both over. And yeah, we are continuing to roll it down here because we need to find upgrades. We really want to find 7 Multistriker with the Camille here, but we just simply don't have it yet. And so Rain is going to chill on this board. She doesn't want to sell her 5 costs because she wants to be able to reroll those to have odds to find Camille. Speaking of why we can't find Camille's, Keza here has the Camille 2, which is really scary. But look at the work that this Jax is doing, man. This Jax is keeping us in this game just barely. TFT, Faker Fangirl goes down. We reroll again, and we finally find the Camille, which is a huge upgrade to this board. If you guys aren't aware of how 7 Multistriker works, once you get to 7 Multistriker, your attacks start actually healing your units as well. So not only is this extra attacks that we're getting, and we're getting more of it at 7, but it's also inbuilt healing onto units like Ashe so that she can't get just like bursted down. And look at this Jax as well, how much he's autoing and how much he's healing with the BT and the QSS. He looks unkillable, and look at the amount of the attacks that this Ashe is getting out. So it was really scary, but we managed to get to the 5 costs, and so now at this point we're looking at capping out our board as high as possible. Camille item here, just TG, I think I like a lot. Yeah, just we can throw it, or even actually Hecarim item here. And we do not have Arcana in right now, right? We're sort of between 2 things. We can fit both Bastion and Pyro here with the Shen, or we could fit Arcana in with something like a Xerath. We opt to just play the Pyro plus Bastion. It's a little bit more attack speed to our board, which doesn't really matter, but the big thing is it's just frontline, right? If we played something like the Arcana, we'd lack a lot of frontline. And we do take the this Charm here for a random Declaw, which is not bad on our board. But you can see, right? Look how much this board just bursts through everybody now that we actually have our 7 Multistriker here. It's a night and day difference, honestly, the 7 Multistriker versus beforehand. Like, this unit doesn't... all these units are doing insane work. We roll once to try to pick up a Charm here, get the minor or the major Charm that just gives us a little bit of gold, which, you know, not too bad. And at this point, we are looking at pushing level 9, getting Arcana in. The Hecarim Arcana would actually be really nice AD onto our entire board. Also, check this positioning out. Jack's full left side here to potentially wrap to this Cassiopeia. It's scary because we're going to get aggroed on by the Cassiopeia here, but look at the work that this Jax does. It is just so easy, and the Jax... we end up getting Zanya's tier, but still the Ashe powers through and ends up winning that fight. So crazy. Look at this board, by the way. Top 3. We were 7th with 6 HP, and now we are on a 5 streak, stage 5. Normally, when you think about 1-cost reroll, you don't think about something that's this strong, stage 5. But the 7 Multistriker is such a spike for this comp that it's doing insane work. We actually, this is a cool call out as well. The idea of keeping the Nora and Yuumi here just to throw some extra value onto this Jax, some extra healing. What do you end up actually taking here? I kind of would want like a Camille, like a QSS for Camille or something, so that when we do end up Arcana-ing, we can get value into the Camille. And also, it's just a good item in general. We are fighting a clone this round, which is really good. And the other big sort of like takeaway this game is that Hanxing here, 63 HP, is really rich, which is very scary. He ends up finally losing his streak though, which is huge for us, right? And yeah, I mean, at this point we're rolling. Wow, that's an interesting call out. She says that Yuumi here is stronger than Arcana, right? Because we could fit Arcana. It'd be DR and AD for our entire board. I wonder about that. Because Yuumi, I mean, it's a bit of healing to our board. The Nora's a little bit of damage, but hey, look, we're gonna fight level 10 Hanxing here. It's really scary though. They burst through a lot of our front line, and yeah, we end up dying here, and it is a third from Rainplosion. But I thought this was such a cool board. Hanxing ended up, we can go back and look at Hanxing's board again to see right at the end there. We can see Hanxing's board was really insane. This Camille just ended up doing so much work along with the Karma, and really it's just value on this board. Level 10, right? 2-star Fiora, even just a random 2-star Gwen here, 2-star Rakan with triple items. You know, solid combat augment with the Radiant Refractor giving a Radiant item to, oh yeah, the Radiant TG onto the Fiora. So it's just too hard for our board to actually clear this. And the Karma onto the Jax, man, the big thing this round was the Camille actually doing so much damage to the Jax. I think if we're opposite side and then we don't get stunned there, it's like, I mean, obviously we're going to get stunned, but with opposite side, I think maybe there's a world we can actually win that fight. But yeah, a very respectable third from Rain, and congrats to her on being the strongest player overall on the day. I know she didn't win out the checkmate, the checkmate at the end of the day. But I think this was just such a cool comp to watch, and one that I think a lot of people, it's like not on their radar. A lot of people are not talking about this, but it worked out quite well. I mean, a third is very, very good. She didn't win, but she was very close to winning. If she hadn't lost her streak, it's crazy to think about, but I wonder if she hadn't lost her streak that early, if she could have actually won this game. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch and all my other links down below. Thanks for watching.